good.
Morning. Welcome to the 242nd hour of Adventurers Wanted.
Woo!
Thank you for joining us this morning on this, our last day.
No.
I'm going to run through a quick couple of things before we start. So just to let you know, this performance, like all performances, is our relaxed performance, which just means we've got relaxed attitudes to any sound or movement from our audience members, just for the benefit of anyone who may be unable to be still or silent for the duration of the piece. If at any point you do want to pop out, feel free to head through the door at the back. There's some water and stuff out there. Help yourselves to come back in whenever you feel up to it. I'm over here, so you can give me a shout if you do need anything. We've got some audio link headsets as well, so if you'd like to use those again, just give me a shout. Lights should stay like this throughout. If they go off, I will put them back on as quickly as I can. And there will be no loud bangs, but there will be some background music throughout. Over to you.
Hello. My name is Leo. I'm.
Sounded like Violet.
I did a little there. All characters we create are aspects of ourselves, aren't they? So, my name is Leo. I'm going to be your games master from now until 3 o'clock, and then we'll see what happens after that. What is this? This is Adventurers Wanted, a tabletop role-playing game, which means that the 4 people on my left and right here have individual characters that they play in a fantasy setting. I, as the games master, play the fantasy setting. They tell me how they want their characters to interact, and I frantically look through rules to see if I am going to allow it or not. That's how this hour is going to go. I can see it in Jamie's eyes. We mediate between ourselves using dice. Generally, a 1 is bad, a 20 is good, that kind of scale. Yeah, I feel like I'm missing something I usually say, but let's carry on anyway. We've got a lot of backstory, 241 hours of it, but the very short version is that all of these players are playing characters who are crew members on a ship called the Spirit of the Horizon, a scientific research vessel that was flung into a brand new reality and desperately tried to quest to get home. They thought they had the answer to get home. They cast the spell that was going to get them home, and it didn't take them home. It instead took the life of Relora, the acting captain, as well as Bella, one of the sorcerers on the ship, and brought to them an ancient, unspeakable evil, a 90-foot tall dragon god creature called Cthulhu, with tentacles for a face. He's been tearing up stuff back home, and he's here to do some more. For what reason? Nobody knows. He's literally unfathomable. Who cares anyway? It's the end of the game. There's 9 hours left, guys. Let's meet the players and their characters.
Pick me up in a few minutes.
So starting on my right, tell me your name, your character's name, and give us a little bit about their backstory.
Hi, I'm Jamie. I'm playing Liabilitus, the Dragonborn cleric aboard the ship. He is one of the only sailors on board, so he's got a massive workload. Was very clumsy, but thanks to darkness, has turned over a new leaf.
Hi, I am Florence. I'm playing Aya, a human rogue. She was a stowaway on the ship, and now she is Chief Scout. Florence is currently on opiates, so may say things that don't make sense. And I apologise in advance.
No, your descriptors on opiates are adorable, and we've all been enjoying them.
Okay, great.
Hi, I'm Chaz, and I'm playing Golan Height. Returned to the ship after 12 years in a Lovecraftian wasteland. He's 60 years old. He is missing an eye. He has strange, mysterious powers. He's covered in tattoos, and he's ready to rage. So get Golan hype! Woo!
I like that.
And that's our show, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm Chloe. I'm playing Nethmaya, who is a tiefling ranger on the ship, who we've not seen in the previous 240 hours, strangely enough.
What's she been up to?
She's a researcher mainly into new animal and plant species. And actually, she looks quite feral. You can never quite tell if she's just filthy or she's been deliberately camouflaging herself in dirt and mud. So I think she doesn't get noticed that much on board ship.
Is it just daubing mud, or is it like art form Peter from the Hunger Games style kind of stuff?
Oh no, it's just like daubing.
Okay, cool.
She just has a general feral look to herself, and I think others probably just
Cleaning
avoid
crew
her.
despise you.
Yeah, people generally avoid her, so she just she'll kind of cast bark skin and stand against a wooden wall or something
That's
and
so
decide.
sad and amazing. And I
So
love it.
that's why we've not really seen much of Nethmaya, but she's probably been dragged in because she has ranged weaponry, so she's part of the clan that Aya's assembled.
Yes, that's the only reason.
So, give us a very quick rundown of the plan.
So, we're gonna go to Cthulhu. We're gonna throw stuff at him
Yep.
and pierce him. And all our piercy things have poison on the end. We're gonna do lots of ranged spells.
Lots of cannons as well.
Cannons.
That's canon.
Cannons. There's cannon.
Cannon.
We're gonna use.
Don't clap that.
Copyright strike.
That surely, if nothing else that we've done on this show, is under the parody laws. Go on.
If anyone goes a bit cray-cray, we're going to use calm emotions on them. But if none of that works, we're going to use our biggest piercy thing, the ship. We sharpened the point of the ship. And we're going to enter Cthulhu. And if that doesn't work, we're going to fly a tablet in
God,
the air.
I should play with high people more often.
we're gonna float the tablet in the air like Wingardium Leviosa, and then we're gonna be like, come this way, and then Cthulhu is gonna be like, stomp, 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 and there's gonna be lots of waves, but somehow we're gonna deal with it. And then we're gonna take him to under the floaty island, and then we're gonna drop the floaty island. This is amazing. That's our plan.
YouTube compilation editors, I think you know what to do.
I had it written down just in case.
That's going to be in the highlight reel at least 3 times.
Florence is not usually like this, but I'm enjoying it. It's great. Okay, as you watch on the horizon, pretty much everybody has turned up for this fight. You can see Golan as you fly over the ship on Chauncey, your griffin.
Oh yeah, Chauncey's there too.
Don't forget, your mace is
Rideable.
not necessarily a physical object
No.
anymore.
Yes, Maul is not in my hand because I can just pluck it out of the ether now.
Yeah.
Ooh, like Maui.
Yeah, like Maui.
Like Maui.
Like Maui. Yeah, exactly. Or a keyblade. Or indeed an ability that is in D&D. So you see the Vicious off in the horizon.
That's Salty Jen's ship.
Well remembered. Yeah, that is.
Episode 15, true believers.
That is indeed sort of. We do need to like cross-reference and annotate all.
Why
these
has nobody
videos.
started the wiki?
That's not
anymore?
happening. It's not,
Because we've been doing a 250-hour-long show.
Chaz, if you would like to start a wiki for us, we will contribute.
Yeah.
Okay. You see the Vicious Salty Jen's ship. You see various other assorted ships, amongst which is the Baton
Trips you?
trip ship.
Yo!
You see various coloured sails of very bright adornment that you recognise from the Menara Jam, where the Meguro have their home. You see Moreau is flying along next to you, this large bronze dragon. Peliel is yet nowhere to be seen.
The Silver Dragon.
The silver dragon
Right.
is yet nowhere to be seen. You can see some of... there are 2 sphinxes here as well. There's the entire fleet of Nagar. There's the fleet of Dara El Kist. There's the fleet of the Cold Strike. Some of the Komodo Commander Kor and his ship is here. Kellan Hanu, a giant dragon turtle, has joined up for this fight. And there is even, as you now watch, appearing from the ether slightly ahead of you, a fire genie comes out of nowhere, an Ifriti named Ombarash that owed you a favour, has come from the fire plane to join in this fight. And then as you fly, observing this quite impressive arsenal of allies that you've managed to avoid, Candle flies up next to you and looks at you and goes, Golan, where do you want me?
Oh God!
Who's Candle?
Candle is this Vosu-like creature, this fox-like creature who has had a checkered history with the ship. She stole after the tablet pieces, which you thought would take you home, were all assembled. She stole them and tried to use them to safely teleport Claffid back down to the surface of the planet. You persuaded her that this was not a fair use of the tablet pieces. Relora played a big part in that as well.
And also Candle is now in charge of Clafford.
Furthermore, all Candle's hair fell out.
Yeah.
And it's only been about 4 or 5 days since that happened. So the hair is starting to grow back in, but it looks very, very short.
Has anyone informed?
Yeah, maybe we should tell Candle
Has
about our
anyone informed
plan
Candle
B.
about the backup plan?
No, plan C.
Oh,
Plan C? Has anyone informed Candle about Plan C?
Nobody has informed anyone from Clafford about Plan C.
Should we not do that? Just in case.
Also, is
They
this the
object.
first time Candle's seen me? She seems unperturbed.
Yep, she does seem unperturbed.
How close is she to me?
But then she lost all her fur last week,
Yeah.
so
How close is she to me?
probably as close as we are now. She's literally using the fly spell to keep up with you.
Excellent. Well, in that case, I would like to say to her, we need as many aggressive spells as possible to try and take this creature down. But I don't say it using my mouth.
Oh wow. Okay. She looks at you, and now she's perturbed. It's the first time you've used this telepathy back on Halfmar, isn't it?
Yeah.
She goes, where do you want me? While I'm flying, I've got a limited range of things I can do.
Yes.
As in, I can't cast another spell that I have to concentrate hard on,
Yeah.
or I fall out of the sky.
What about the rest of the wizards?
Some of them have come. My father is here.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Well, you take pride of place on the crow's nest and throw everything you've got at this.
On the spirit,
Yes.
I will join you there.
Yes.
when she comes down here, I have a quick conversation I'd like to have with her.
Sure, you see her probably off.
Also, we're planning on crashing your city as a backup plan. Oh no, didn't hear me.
Just as a point.
Do you actually say that?
Just as a
To myself.
just as a small point. We did say that we were going to tell them so they could evacuate.
Yes, you did.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, I
We
do
should
forget
do
that.
yeah.
I did
We're
forget
not that type of asshole.
Okay.
I did forget that. So she swoops down onto the deck of the spirit and lands, and starts sort of casting around for people to chat to. Essentially. Oh yes, you. What was your name?
Hello, I'm Liabilitas.
Have we met?
No, actually, you're the ruler of Clathid, aren't you?
No.
No.
No, I'm far from it, sadly.
Oh, okay. But you did bring the Clathid people with you, yes?
Some progress is being made. Most of them have gone to hide.
Did you bring any wizards?
Everyone on Clathid is a wizard. Well, not everyone, but you know what I mean. There's lots of wizards on Clathid.
Yeah.
What do you need from us?
I believe in the fifth sphere of magic, there is a spell called Conjure Elemental.
True.
Now, call me crazy.
I reserve that right.
But the range of the spell is about 90 feet, isn't it?
So we'd have to get fairly close to the creature.
Yes. But if we were to say, bring an earth elemental into existence above the creature, a lot of them,
You're crazy.
but they would stick to the ground and then be able to attack afterwards. So initial attack plus an additional attack
You want us to bomb him
with earth elementals.
with earth elementals. I mean, it's not far from the plan of dropping Clathid on his head, is he? Is it?
Well, yes.
We'll see what we can do.
It's like
It does mean
Mario.
all of our wizards getting close, very close. Closer than I would like.
Mm,
I'm not there, mate.
true.
I don't know why you're looking at me.
You probably hear this conversation going on.
Really?
No, not you.
Oh, well, while I'm kind
Sorry.
of sorting out my my
Nathmaya.
Nathmaya. She does like right now. She's just looking at Candle, going, "What species is that?" Because of the hair loss, and she's quite confused.
It's a new subspecies of Vosu we haven't seen before. A short-haired Vosu.
They have haircuts too.
Nathmaya is largely keeping to herself. She doesn't have many kind of aggressive spells or much in the way of that kind of thing.
Your captain told me to go up to the crow's nest. Now, are you intended to get within 90 feet of the creature?
At some point I will be, yes.
You are?
I plan to, yes. Hopefully. Fingers crossed, all going according to plan.
This is absolutely crazy.
But we do have flying things, yes, that can, say, ferry someone and then pull them out once the earth elemental has been dropped. And the higher, the higher the better at this point.
In theory, yes. In theory. The higher we get, the less accurate the drops are going to be.
True.
Earth elementals are not created, they are conjured. They were doing things. There's not.
It's doing the knitting.
I didn't think about that.
We're not necessarily bringing them into this force at full inertia, is what I'm saying. There may or may not be some transference of momentum. I don't know how that works. I've not really researched it.
I was just throwing ideas out.
No, it's an excellent idea. You're crazy.
Can we go fight the beastie now?
Yes, let's do it.
And slash anybody who has
Excellent.
meteor swarm.
And we're just all getting closer and closer. I'm just riding on Chansey by myself. Let's have a little. Which is deep speech for I'm gonna rip off your head and shit down your neck.
If there's one thing that's reliable about you, Chaz, is that in downtime you will look up in-language ways to swear at people. Now, can I get everybody's dexterity scores quickly, please?
14.
8 tone.
8.
Just raise my hand in the air and the ball appears.
You're really stiff all the time. Got stiff joints. Got arthritis.
15 from me.
I'm on my knees praying a lot.
Oh, okay.
Still on the bottom of the dex list.
Your
He's-
knee is worn away.
Second
Yeah.
last. I think.
I've got about the cleric here.
What's that?
Dex score.
8.
Yeah.
Okay. This is bear with me. I've got to put some things together.
Okay. Now Leo's doing the maths.
Now Leo's doing the maths.
Less scary.
Whilst Leo's doing maths for us, can you explain the plan to me one more time?
No, trust me, it's worth it.
They're just for Chris. I added all our armies, our not armies, our allies to the
The drawing.
drawing. We have Salty Jen. Salty Jen was her name?
Salty Jen.
I like the fact that it's like salty, like the young person slang. Like she's always just really angry all the time.
I mean, she is that as well. I think we were thinking
Can
more
you
about Brian.
add Earth Elementals up there
She
somewhere
is
as
a
well.
literal sea witch.
Is this going to be part of the arsenal in plan A?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, let's start.
Earthman.
Let's start what is potentially the final battle then.
Big boss battle!
Whoa. Let's get some battle music, Cat. As all the ships close in on Rorstal, and Cthulhu realizes he is not alone.
No one.
He doesn't react.
Why would he?
No!
Can I roll the
He's
dice once more
unfathomable.
for
Divine intervention? Yeah, absolutely.
2.
2, you're joking.
No, look.
I am actually going to confirm this for the sake of it.
Yay!
The waves that you've been hearing. The waves that you've been hearing, which is all that you've been hearing when you've been trying to contact Poseidon, suddenly die down slightly. And you hear a Liabilitas. What is it you would ask of me?
Just really quickly, out of game. We are about to charge into this thing, aren't we?
I mean, it's on land currently.
How far away is it?
Oh, it's on land.
It would be inland. It would be about half a mile. You have to kind of get it out of land first, but we'll see how that goes.
I would say, when I call upon you, use me as a conduit of your power. Give me the ability to pierce this creature with your holy trident.
You ask of me my trident.
I ask of you to use me as a conduit. If I die in the process, let it be so.
That will not be necessary, Liabilitas. You have been a good cleric. I shall join you for this fight.
Poseidon, Lord of the sea!
Poseidon's coming, everyone!
Yes!
Poseidon fears his wrath.
Poseidon fears his
Everyone remember that vine, that one vine about the Lord of the Beach? I don't know.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Vine, anyone?
Vine, remember that? It's on YouTube now.
Is there anyone here from 2015? Vine, anyone?
No. So,
This is what Poseidon looks
Mm.
I have to see.
Draw the picture of Poseidon.
like. Yeah. He's got a great big beard.
Where is it?
and
Oh,
he's
there
got
he
a
is. Yeah, he's gorgeous.
He is Daddy AF.
Don't worry, it'll get scary in a minute. From the audience, it's what I imagine Chris would be if Chris painted himself blue. He'll take it. So, can I get wisdom saving throws from everyone, apart from
Apart from me.
you?
Okay. Does this count?
25.
I'm already
Pass.
mad. I'm already at least a bit mad.
My thinking
more
was
mad.
that the clerics would have healed you
Oh,
of your
would've
long-term
fixed-
madness. You've
okay.
got an indefinite madness.
Wisdom saving, did you say?
Yeah.
12.
Yep, that's failed. Can you roll a D100 for me, please?
Very good at
She's not, is she?
not being
That's
messed
how you
up.
can tell it's Cthulhu now, because we're rolling percentile dice.
21.
So for the next, in game for the next 6 seconds for the next round, but play it however you want to play it, Chloe.
Okay.
The character becomes incapacitated and spends the duration screaming, laughing, or weeping.
We think this is normal.
Screaming, laughing, or weeping. Does it have to be or is it kind of an or and?
No, it's an all, I think,
An
at this
all.
point.
Okay.
Screaming, laughing, and weeping.
I'll wait for you to come to me on my turn.
Okay. Moreau leads the charge, flies
get?
straight at Cthulhu, opens her great mouth and breathes over him a plume of fire, and Cthulhu turns slowly and, as a reaction, bats her from the air.
Fuck.
It's a 2. Moreau plummets to the earth of Rawstall, and I will calculate how much damage she takes in a moment. Actually, I'll do that now.
Oh no,
Oh shit.
this is so bad. This is not good, even slightly, guys.
Has anyone got any D12s they can borrow me?
There you
How
go.
many do you
There's
need?
A couple.
A few, yeah.
There's
I
four.
have-
Just give me a couple. Hey guys,
Here is 5.
Oh yeah, that's more than enough.
Oh my god, no! Shh, 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 shh. I haven't seen the finale yet.
I just love that noise, you know. Yeah, she takes a lot of damage. That is a metric lot of damage. Cool. I will make a note of that. Da. Yeah, cool. And you can I get perception checks from everybody? Do you mind if I hang on to these D12?
Just
Do you want the metal one back?
I'm
yes,
guessing
please.
no perception check from me.
I'm
busy.
Roll it with disadvantage.
Okay.
16.
made up
16.
20.
20.
Oh. 11. So the
11.
other one I rolled was a critical success.
Sorry, what did you get? 16. Okay, those of you who rolled over 10, you see this dragon who's just been battered out of the sky by this creature fall to the ground, and she's literally broken her wing. There is a tear in one of her wings as she lies there. You yourself, you see just she's covered in this blood is coming out of her. This hit looks like, if you were to quantify it, looks like it took about a third of her health off in one shot. So there's that. Hi guys, you've joined us for an end game battle. I'm afraid, yeah, it's leap in. Tell us if you want any clarifications. But basically, fantastic.
What are we fighting?
What are we fighting? We're fighting a great bit. If you imagine a dragon on its hind legs, the front arms are claws, and instead of a snout, it has a sort of beard of tentacles for a mouth. If you're familiar with the works of H.P. Lovecraft, it's Cthulhu. That's fine. Don't worry about it. It's very tough prose to get through. It is, though, right? It is. These guys have been playing, some of them have been playing for nigh on 60 hours at this point, and they've been adventuring in-game for about 2 months. They've amassed an army to try and defeat this evil god creature at the very end of the game. Today's our last day. So, yeah, if there's anything else we can clarify for you as we go along, please do let me know. Cool. It's technically the Spirit of the Horizon's turn, if anybody wants to act for them.
Are we within range?
Yeah.
You could try. You're within disadvantage range.
Hold.
You'd be firing at a disadvantage.
Hold.
Okay. Now it's Cthulhu's turn. He turns around, looks out at the armies that are amassed, and doesn't even sort of react. He steps forward once, he steps forward twice, and he's already at the beach. And he begins to move into the water.
So you're saying he
and he
covered half a
lifts. Yeah, pretty
Two
much.
steps.
He flaps his wings and it buoys him a little bit, and he lifts a gigantic clawed finger and points at Candle.
Interesting. Candle is one of our is a sorcerer that we have a very checkered relationship with. She stole our magic, kind of like the magic that was going to get us home. But now we're friends.
Now we're friends.
Are you friends?
Friends, Pat. Friends.
Is anybody near Candle? She's up in the crow's nest at this point.
I mean, I'm on chances. So
Roll a perception check.
that's a natural 17 plus 7. 24.
Candle sits down, grabbing her knees, and just begins sobbing.
For now.
Cleric!
Huh?
I need a cleric on a crow's nest.
Yeah.
Cool. So some flying creatures turn next, I believe. Oh, Ombarash, that's it. Yep. So I've got this big long list of people in this fight. Here it is. Ombarash is the fire genie that owed you a favour. And he comes now throwing fireballs at Cthulhu, and they just sort of off his skin. And as a reaction, at the end of his turn, what can I do? I can cast... He turns to Ombarash and just sort of flicks his hand slightly. And it's all sort of slow motion stuff. And Ombarash takes... Not all the... Oh, I rolled very well. It's 24. Is the skull on this dice...
A 12.
The 12. It's 36. 39 damage.
Foreboding.
Now it's Aya's turn. Can you roll a... You succeeded your wisdom saving throw, but I need you to roll another one. If you have any bonuses against this, this is a fear effect.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
No, I can't see anything. I don't know. Wisdom saving throw, I got a 19.
That's a fail. You are considered frightened of Cthulhu for the next minute.
Okay.
You may save at the end of each of your turns. You're not allowed. That just means you're not allowed to move towards it.
Okay.
And while it's within your eye line, any attacks towards it or skill checks are at disadvantage.
Okay. Can I tell all of my cannons and harpoony people to loose?
Okay. Roll for me at disadvantage. Just
what?
once.
Just a roll on
Yep.
D20?
Yep. 5. Okay. You let loose this hail. Well, go on. Roleplay it for us, since you've always wanted to shout the words.
Okay. So, well, since I got a 5, go, loose!
And as you just squeal loose, everybody's not particularly confident, and they all raise their harpoons, the on-deck guns as well, and they all fire.
Oh, I told you to hold, you fools!
And at least a third of them hit him. Can you roll for me some d12s, and we're going to times them by 3. So here's 3 d12s, times this by 3.
11, 14 times 3
Is
42.
42.
best number.
You see some attacks pepper this Cthulhu's hide. From what you've seen now, the fireballs from Umbarash, the breathing from an adult dragon, this thing's taken well over 200 hit points of damage at this point.
He's unfazed.
Currently. Yeah, he's got a lot, certainly. It's not his turn yet. Now it's Nathamaya's turn.
I'm still busy screaming, weeping, and laughing.
Well, that effect lasted for a round.
Okay, has that just worn off on me? Or am I at the tail end?
You've had a cleric. I would say during the spirits round, you've had a cleric run over to you since you talked about it. You've had a cleric run over to you and cast Calm Emotions, and you're fine now. As they just put a hand on your shoulder and just.
Okay, she takes a moment. Right, looks to think. How close are we to Cthulhu?
I would say about 500 to 1,000 feet, eyeballing it, between that somewhere.
Okay, there's not really much she can do at this range.
She got a longbow.
She's got a longbow, yeah. Is that...
So the long range on a longbow is 600.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, in that case, she does... Oh, does longbow... Can I attack twice, or is that because that's like having to reset?
You can attack twice, but they're both at disadvantage.
Sure. Okay. 2 attacks at disadvantage. And yeah, 2 attacks at disadvantage with my poisoned longbow. Poisoned arrows rather than the longbow being poisoned. Be rubbish. Oh, okay, well that's a critical failure on the first one. And that's a 21 on the
21.
second.
Okay, describe to us the critical failure.
a critical failure. She's still feeling a little bit strange from the temporary madness. So she draws it, but she's so scared to look back at it that she kind of tries to look away, but then she just messes up and like hits herself in the face a little bit because of the recoil from the extended bow. Then she takes a moment to kind of pull herself together and looks at like a lower part of its body, deliberately looking away from its face, but making sure that she's making clear contact with it, and then just fires it off.
And she watches the arrow sail and just bounce off its skin. 21 does not hit. Fantastic. Can you roll a wisdom saving throw for me, please?
That I can.
Actually, I need you to roll 2.
Critical failure.
Okay.
And a 21.
Okay, so you're not frightened of it for some reason, but you are subject to some long-term madness.
Do you want me to roll percentile?
Yes,
dice?
please.
And this is long term.
Yeah, this is long-term madness. So for
23.
23. So
Similar, 'cause I rolled 21 last time.
for the next 40 hours, you suffer from extreme paranoia.
Oh, fuck.
You have
Or do you?
disadvantage on wisdom and charisma checks.
Oh no.
This on charisma. She was so charismatic beforehand.
That is
Okay.
the worst one to roll because it's just made it harder to succeed.
Yeah, and also if a cleric,
it checks
if
or
a
saving
cleric
throws?
comes near me to try and heal
checks.
me, if a cleric comes near me to try and heal me, I am fighting them with all my might because I know they're going to kill me.
We'll deal with that on your next turn, shall
Okay.
we? So, I am loving this combat so much.
actually-
Golan, it's your turn. Golan, you are flying above the battle on a griffin,
Yep.
which you have raised from an egg.
Yep.
What would you like to do?
Well, there's not much I can do unless I like fly right up and hit it with my maul, which I'm obviously not going to do
Okay.
because that feels like a stupid thing to do.
Well, having seen what it did to the dragon, yes, probably.
yeah. Oh man, I asked the cannons to hold, but they loosed, didn't they?
Well, the
We weren't
cannons
right.
didn't fire. It was just all of Aya's people on the
Yeah.
top deck that fired. So the cannons are still holding.
Is the ship within range?
Would you like it to be within range?
Yeah.
Okay, so it. Yeah, it would be within range easily for a cannon now. Yeah, absolutely. And it begins to turn, giving them the starboard broadside.
Fire everything!
Can you roll a d20 for me?
Absolutely. Just a single D20?
A single d20.
Straight roll.
Yep.
Come on. 17.
17. The majority of these cannons hit. Roll a bunch of d10s.
D10s.
Roll 5 and we'll times them by 3.
Fine, I've got 5. I've got 5 D10s.
Because I don't want you to roll 15 d10s.
Okay, we've got a 10, we've got an 8, got a 3, which is 11, 11, 16, 20 times.
Times 3 is 60.
60.
So you deal 60 piercing damage, piercing and bludgeoning damage to
Yeah.
this thing as the cannons just and the Spirit of the Horizon rocks in the sea. You see the cannonballs hit the side of Cthulhu and they just bounce off. Some of them embed in his sides.
More!
It's not much.
Reload.
It's not much. It's not going well, guys. They're not doing a thing to it. Okay. I've deliberately put Cthulhu at the end of the initiative order, so before Liabilitas get to go, it's the rest of the army.
Yeah.
Because Liabilitas is that slow.
Really quick one.
Yeah.
Does Poseidon act on my turn or the
On
other?
your turn.
Oh, sweet.
So, the Dusk Spear does not keelhole and show broadside. It is heading straight for Cthulhu.
Oh, it's ramming speed.
It's ramming speed. The Dusk Spear, this great big behemoth of a ship designed for intimidation is just going to try and ram this thing's leg. Next turn, we'll see what happens
Somebody
with that.
help that ship out. Speed it up.
The other ships are all closing in. You see magic bolts fire off from all over the place. Salty Jen is desperately trying to work on some weather to help people out and move ships around as best she can. Who else have we got? Commander Core. He's firing off ballistae. Kelahanu. I forgot Kelahanu. Let's do Kelahanu. A massive dragon turtle. So if you imagine the Leviathan from or the I don't remember what it's called in Hindu myth, but the big turtle at the bottom of the world, that one. And it's, thank you, Kat, and it's just going to go and breathe steam on Cthulhu because that's what it does.
Sauna.
Cool. You've made a dent now. He's taken approximately, I would say, just under 500 hit points damage this turn. You've made a dent. He's starting to look very angry at this point.
I think I'll take unfathomable emotion over anger.
Sorry, you look at him and it's unfathomable. Liabilitas.
Excellent.
Do your thing.
First off, for me,
Yes.
I'm going to cast Holy Aura, trying to catch everyone.
Okay, you're not going to catch everyone.
No, catching, like...
As many as... Yeah, you're not going to... For one, Golan is flying above you. You've got a 30-foot radius. You could probably catch... I'll be kind and say you could probably catch the two ladies.
So...
I mean, is there any visual aspect to this spell?
Holy Aura, he's 30 feet away from you on a ship that is only about 100 foot long. So he could be doing anything, but describe to us the visual aspect.
So, again, like with all liability spells, there's a smell of the sea bream, which is even stronger now.
Yeah.
And a pulse of like sea froth. You know the mist you get on top of waves when they hit. And when it does hit you, it turns you ever so slightly blue with light and then sinks down. But also reminded you have calm emotion on, so...
You do have calm emotion on. That doesn't stop your paranoia, it just stops the
Yeah,
anger
because
that
I
comes
was going
with
to say,
it.
if I can see this thing, this energy coming towards me, if I have any opportunity to like move away from it.
Not really.
Okay.
Sorry.
So now my emotions are calmed, but I'm
So
paranoid.
you're paranoid, but you're a calm paranoid.
Okay.
Play
You're
that one.
chilled paranoid.
A chill paranoid.
So you guys,
I'm chill, guys.
so
It's perfectly fine.
everybody who's affected has a small bit of light coming off them, radiating 5 feet, has advantage on all saving throws, and everything to try and hit them has disadvantage.
Advantage on all saving throws. So that's a straight roll on your wisdom saving throws from now on.
And on my charisma.
And on your charisma ones, never mind. So, would you like to roll for Poseidon?
Yes.
Or do you want me to do it?
Lord of the Sea!
Liabilitas is a cleric, and just before the battle, he prayed to his god Poseidon, and it worked. And he got a direct line to Poseidon, and Poseidon was like, "Bro, yeah, I'll come help." He didn't say it like that; it was way more mythic.
Yeah.
But
Bro, just woke up.
So
roll a d20 and add 20.
35.
35 will hit. Would you like to describe how how Poseidon's trident emerges from you as a conduit to strike Cthulhu?
So just after the Holy Pulse, as a side effect, all the sea bream that came off me coalesces in the center,
Yeah.
just where my holy symbol hangs, just above my heart, and a bolt of divine blue energy fires out in the air, forms a trident shape, and fires at Cthulhu himself.
And as it gets towards him, it grows bigger and bigger to the point where this is the size of a dragon itself. This trident, and it sticks him in the chest. I would like you to roll a D100 and add 30.
120.
120 damage. now, okay.
That is now the highest damage of the entire.
It was unfathomable. Now he's definitely angry.
Oh, good.
And he's coming for whoever did that.
Turn around!
He felt that. He really felt that. And he goes to grasp it, but as he does, of course, it dissipates, it being an energy, and you just hear a voice in your head going, I hope you survive. That's it. You get the impression that that was Poseidon's help.
Yeah.
That's a.
I'm just still writing chance.
Yeah, you
thought-
see this emerge from the spirit of the horizon. You see that it distinctly comes from your ship.
It's a spiritual Olmon?
No, it's blue. It's blue.
You
Olmon
think
was-
you had metal album cover?
Yeah, exactly. That was a metal album cover right there. Poseidon versus Cthulhu. Now it's Cthulhu's turn.
Yep.
Whee.
As you watch. Yeah, Nethemiah, I need you to do was. Oh no, you did. You were doing them on your turn. As you watch, reality bends, and there's a moment where his body doesn't seem aligned, and void just appears over a few of his wounds.
No.
Oh no.
It's happening.
I feel very calm about this.
But in a sort of paranoid way.
And as the void turns away, this wound that Poseidon's trident opened up on him is gone. It's just gone. And he does not look like he's been touched at all. He's back to full health.
So, we doing the city thing then?
So we do the city thing then. Oh man, I'm so sorry, Jamie. That's what I've got here. It gets worse.
What
So-
the fuck?
Thank you very much, Kat. I need everybody to take intelligence saving throws. You have advantage. You have advantage. I guess you do as well.
Yeah.
As do several people on the Spirit of the Horizon.
Intelligence.
18.
Fail.
17.
Fail.
19.
Fail.
7.
Definitely a fail.
Wait, was it wisdom or intelligence?
Intelligence. The DC on this is 25. So sorry,
I would-
26.
I would need natural 20 to do that.
Yep. How am I going to do this? So
Don't say that to yourself.
I'm just going to take the average on this because I can't be asked to roll 20 d6. Everybody takes 70 psychic damage. As reality twisting actually rends your thoughts for a moment. And for a moment you are not yourself, and there are 1,000 voices screaming in your head. And then it stops for a second, and you are left questioning the very fabric of what you know to be real.
For a moment, you're not yourself. You're sitting in a hotel conference room.
Yeah, you take an extra 4 psychic damage.
You know what? Worth it.
That's Cthulhu's turn, you'll all be very happy to hear.
Oh, good.
Top of the round, he gets his legendary actions back. So, oh my gosh, yeah, thank you for letting me know. That is, as the whole crew of the Spirit of the Horizon, and indeed many people around, Moreau, that finished her off. She lies on the ground, broken and dead, a shell of a beautiful dragon that she used to be. On Barash, he's screaming with pain, and from all around, there is just chaos and horror, and we haven't even got to his backup yet. That is where we're going to leave this hour of Adventurers Wanted. Thank you very much for coming, guys. Thank you very much for staying. I will pass back over to Kat to do our closer.
Thank you for coming along and joining us. 5 until 10 today. This is our last day, so please do feel free to come back and join us. If you do fancy playing as well, you can book a player ticket down at a box office or on the Scoop website. If you fancy, why not? We are also streaming on twitch.tv/Adventurers Wanted, and we're live playing at Adventurers Day, so you can give us a wee follow and check out what else is happening. Do you guys wanna? Anyone wanna do anything?
Do you want to do your plug again?
Yeah, so last night somebody came to my door looking to raise money for the National Deaf Children's Society. They're a very good charity that does lots of good work all over the UK. They help out deaf children and their families reconnect because they don't know how to speak properly. So they do sign language lessons, they do inclusive camp days, and they give general support to, much needed support to children and families all around the UK with deaf children, for some of them who have never had experience. So if you want to give them like even a small donation, like £3 or £4 or anything at all, that would be greatly appreciated.
Also, can I say one really quick thing? I'm opening the world's first vagina museum. If you live in London, we're running a ton of events. So we're doing like a hidden figures screening followed by a panel with women of colour on August the 30th. So you can go to www.vaginamuseum.co.uk/events to see what we're doing.
That came off really professional. I'm very proud of you.
Amazing. Well, thank you all so much again. And as I said, please do feel free to come back. But yeah, we're going to quickly turn around just now before.
Thanks very much, guys.
Every turn.